In 2025, strange fires started dancing in the night skies over Russia. Not fireworks, not lightning, but the burning skeletons of oil refineries, the very heart of Moscow's economy. One by one, Ukrainian drones flew hundreds of miles, slipping past the fences, and struck deep into Russia's energy lifeline. And suddenly, the gasoline stopped flowing. At its worst, nearly 17% of Russia's fuel refining was shut down. Gas prices climbed. Exports froze. Empty pumps became a new kind of battlefield. For Ukrainians, those flames meant justice. For Russians, it meant war at the gas station. But here's the real twist. This isn't just about bombs. It's about banks, interest rates, and a fragile economic war happening behind closed doors. While drones hit fuel tanks, the Russian central bank holds the line with a punishing 21% interest rate, trying to keep the ruble alive. Because every day a refinery stays dark, the budget bleeds. And every week, the news tightens. So the real question is, can Ukraine's mix of targeted strikes and financial pressure actually cripple Russia's economy before Russia's war machine outlasts them? If you've ever wondered how money decides war, this is how it burns. By 2025, Ukraine made a sharp decision. No more just holding the line. Now, they would strike deep into the engine that funds Russia's war. That engine? Oil refineries. These aren't just big buildings with smoke. They are the money machines of Moscow. For every barrel processed, Russia collects taxes, duties, and export fees faster than almost any other income source. So Ukraine started targeting them, one by one, systematically. Every time a drone hits, a refinery stops. And when the refinery stops, so does the money. For Kiev, it's a simple message. You invade, we make you bleed financially. And for ordinary Russians, it shows up as something else. No gas, long lines, rising prices. It's like turning off the power in a factory. The machines go quiet, the orders stop, and the cash dries up. But here's the twist. Ukraine doesn't use billion-dollar missiles. It uses cheap drones, flying low and fast, dodging Russia's layered defenses. And when they hit, repairs stall, because sanctions have choked off parts and tools. Every strike causes more delay, more cost, and more panic in back offices and ministries. Russia now faces a hard choice. Keep exporting and risk shortages at home, or hold back fuel and watch budget numbers collapse. It's not just energy war anymore. It's economic war, and it's hurting. But here's something most people don't know. Taxes from refining flow into Russia's budget faster than oil drilling or pipelines. They're the quick cash. And now, that cash is in flames. But is this enough? Are these burning refineries really big enough to shake the entire economy? Or is Russia still too big to fall? By the middle of 2025, something unusual was happening inside Russia. The numbers weren't lying anymore. At certain points, up to 17% of the country's refining power had gone offline. That's not just smoke in the sky. That's a real hit to the system, to the streets, and to the people. Fuel workers were told to go home. Drivers waited in long lines, clutching their steering wheels, hoping their tank wouldn't empty before the pump came back on. Gas stations raised prices. Some even shut down. It felt like a country losing 1/6 of its power plants. Brownouts followed, and Russia reacted. They reimposed gasoline export bans, forcing oil to stay inside the country, even if foreign buyers offered hard currency. That's how you know it's serious. But even with bans, not all fuel stays home. Shadow exports slip through friendly borders, but they face new dangers. Shipping insurance is drying up, vessels are nervous, delays are rising, and meanwhile, the damage spreads. Every new drone strike makes the next repair slower, because parts are sanctioned, workers are stretched, deadlines stretch from weeks to months. Temporary outages become chronic underperformance. This isn't just about metal damage. It's about the math of war. And behind closed doors, budget officials argue with energy bosses. One side wants to sell abroad, to bring in cash. The other says keep the fuel or face public anger. It's a tug of war, and no one's winning. Even planned maintenance, once routine, now gets stuck in limbo, waiting for tools that may never come. The numbers don't lie. The pressure is real. But what about the top level? Is Russia's central bank and financial system showing the cracks? By spring 2025, Russia's economy felt like a car with the engine overheating, and someone just slammed the brakes. The central bank held the policy rate at a punishing 21%, month after month, trying to stop inflation, trying to cool down an economy on the edge of collapse. But high rates come at a cost. Families saw their debts grow faster than their paychecks. Businesses stopped buying new machines. Shops delayed hiring. Dreams were put on hold. Behind the numbers, people felt it. Russia's economy was burning and freezing at the same time. Even Russia's own officials started to speak plainly. Nabiullina, head of the central bank, said the economy's growth resources are exhausted. Reshetnikov, a key minister, warned it was on the brink of recession. Meanwhile, the ruble stayed strong, but that came with its own twist. It made imports cheaper, but exporters earned less. At the same time, wages chased rising prices, feeding a spiral no one could stop. And all the while, war spending kept pumping money into the system. Soldiers got paid. Factories stayed busy. But under the surface, loan defaults rose. Small banks trembled. High interest protected the currency, but choked credit. People couldn't borrow, even for survival. Still, in a strange twist, Russians saved more than ever. Bank savings hit record highs, not because people felt safe, but because they were too scared to spend. Investment froze. The economy, stuck between a war chest and a credit trap, struggled to breathe. So what happens when you're burning through cash? But the places to borrow from start disappearing? When budget holes get bigger and options shrink. By mid-2025, Russia's leaders opened the one drawer they hoped to keep shut, the National Wealth Fund, their piggy bank for hard times. And now, it's getting light. Only about 4 trillion rubles remain in liquid form. That's nearly the same size as this year's entire deficit. It's like using your savings to pay the rent, again, and wondering if next month there will be anything left. Behind closed doors, the worry grows louder. If oil money keeps falling, if refineries stay offline, what will pay for pensions, regional programs, or even defense? Because every time oil drops just $10 per barrel, Russia loses $17 billion in revenue. That's not a scratch. That's a gash to the budget, to planning, to the future. And it gets worse. To keep the war going, Russia relies on a shadow fleet, buying spare parts through hidden channels. But secrecy comes with a price. The war premium is growing. Every tank costs more. Every repair takes longer. And every backdoor deal drains more from the fund. One more bad year, and the cushion could be gone. Then come the hard choices. Print more rubles? That risks hyperinflation. Cut spending? That hits the public. And morale. Borrow from non-Western partners? That's risky, expensive, and comes with strings. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.